We're into the pistol map. It's NiP versus G2. The second map begins. We were ready the whole time. It was fine. It's going to be 4 sets of armor for the TTs, and Scream with the Desert Eagle opens things up. That pistol, he seems to be bringing it to the meta more and more these days, and he manages to find that first kill as well. Get Right goes down. As we go into a 5-on-4 to kick things off here, it will be an ace-sided commitment, and only Michael Eddy waiting on the other side.
Well, that is a lovely start, I have to say. And G2 desperately need that to pull this back, more specifically because of this cash. We talked about it, NiP very good on this map, Michael. He's forced back toward the truck, smoke off to cover the cross between Fork and Red Crate, allowing bomb plant for body. It'll be a man down, retake, 1 kit to work with for NiP. Shox is going to wait. They could go for the boost here as well with body. It's Glocks, though. They're not the greatest at far range. Michael just taps towards Scream. Keeps pushing him back. Does allow 2 to cross in the site. Now they can push with force toward the squad position. Peek from both sides, and it's Freiberg and Michael to find kills. Shox, though, still alive, still prevailing, and he's got 2 of his own. That's going to allow RPK and Smiths the freedom of movement and position to close out the round for G2.
Well, there it is. An initial Desert Eagle stunner at the start of the round. It was Scream to open things up. He was probably one of the first players along with Nico to start doing that, and seems to deliver most often, but we'll see whether NiP can bounce back here. It was a commitment towards the A side there. G2 plant comes in, got a little bit interesting towards the end, but Shoxy towards squad manages to find most of the frags. 4 HE grenades purchased once again from NiP. Got it down to a 1v1 before, not really down to the nades. It was Forrest and his Deagle, to be fair. He's got the same weapon in hand, and it will be a B-sided commitment here from the terrorists, so maybe the HEs can be a factor. The nades start to rain in and do significant damage. Look at it.
It's massive. RPK and body. 24 and 10 body. Still alive, RPK not. Get Right's found the kill onto him with a CZ75. It means we're into a 4-on-4 with HP advantage favoring NiP, and they're going to try and beat this rotation from G2. So you got a stacked B site, you're going to have an occupied A site smart read. And it's all on the ears right now. That's just totally from Shox hearing them rotate back, having been in middle.
Yep, he hears footsteps galloping by there. And towards eSports. Now Shoxy presumably going to be able to shut them down there. Gets the first headshot. Takes a little bit longer than he would have liked, but gets the headshot, doesn't take too much damage in return. Stays alive, goes down to 7 HP, but that's the round. Pretty much tied up. You're absolutely right there. It was a nice play from NiP to get the damage done and some funneling back towards the A side, but Shoxy holding middle does manage to pretty much secure the round, only finding 1 frag for himself. Excuse me.
I guess we can excuse you, Henry. We'll take a vote. Kappa 123 or Kappa Pride in chat.
Which one wins?
Well, they'll decide who wins. I think with us it'll be Kappa Pride, which means you cannot be excused. Okay. Smiths, he'll take down Forrest, trying to go far range with a MAC-10. Look at the HP, though. So low. Which does mean they have to leave if they don't want the bomb to take away all the SMGs. But maybe that's the plan. Then they'll just buy AKs next round anyway.
Michael is guaranteed to kill here. There it is. Takes somebody. Picks up a MAC-10. Not that beneficial next round, but it does sort of help because he can drop that Deagle or MAC-10 to a friend, help him out. I'm almost certain that's what will be happening here. Gives over the MAC-10. Doesn't want that trash.
Get away from me.
Yeah. So then, a couple of kills found for NiP once again, but it is 2-0 here. A much better start for the French side after they got completely trashed on Cobble. It was like 12-1 at one point on their pick. Everyone's favouring NiP on this one, but still, a much more promising start as we have another eco for NiP.
Kappa Pride's winning. Shox and body. Each with a kill on MAC-10. The trash, as you called it, making money at least for G2. Freiberg does slip through a smoke undetected and is able to take down Shox, but Smiths immediately finds Freiberg. It is just onto Michael Lilly. He's got a Deagle from far. Guns to come out next round. It'll be 3-0 G2 off the start. Well done, I have to say. Boost up for Smiths to go check mid. His teammate Body, a second boost coming through from RPK. So even if Michael finds 1 in this situation, which he may do in the air with Smiths, he's going to have a lot more company on his heels. And it's out toward middle, he gets sprayed down. Smiths, or Screaming rather, excuse me, having boosted his teammates, goes back toward the tree and he'll find it with the slightly longer range, or more long range capable SMG of the UMP.
3-0 picked up by G2, managing to just about negate the 4 spies. Well, semi-4 spies from NiP, HE grenades and Deagles. As we go into round number 4, the first gun round, of course, looks like G2 will be going for that bonus mentality, a UMP and a MAC-10. That suggests they'll be doing something quite fast, quite simple. And with 4 players heading towards the B storage as well, that will be actually ringing true. It's going to be Forrest and Freiberg, quite a deadly duo towards this side of the map. Up against 4 terrorists. You're Michael Ellie. Interesting setup, complete retake mentality from the CT. You can see him actually playing towards city spawning for that first pick. You can see how vulnerable to an A attack, but that's not going to be a problem here. As we see Shoxy by himself towards the A side. Once again, listening out for footsteps potentially. And maybe a commitment here from the T's. Molotovs and smoke come in.
After round, Forest did nearly get by. Or get caught off, rather. It's going to be by Body, who got inside the site and found Freiburg. It's going to be Exist that has to rotate back in the site. Good shot on Scream to start it off. Flash counters him off, though he won't be able to re-peek. It's down to the 3 versus 3, which was fairly decent for NiP, all things considered, when you saw how fast they did go into the main entrance of the site. Michael's going to get Smiths and back over to A, perhaps. Look at the position from Shox again. This is similar to the pistol, where he's going to hear it.
Yeah.
So he's actually in a very good position, but Get Right, better still. Pushes through, finds RPK leaving, reads it perfectly. Shox does get the jump onto Exist. Only just, he gets tagged down to 28. That's damage well enough done, because now they can hold this off in a 1 versus 2.
It's definitely a justified kill. He finds out exactly what Shox is. He does damage as well. Getright's got the bomb, and he's going to position him. Oh, it's not the prettiest, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill either way. It doesn't affect the situation too much, you know. Getright, though, I actually like the way he plays that. He actually locks down the B play coming in as Michael Lady to get the final kill in that scenario, and then Getright just takes the opportunity. He sees one player fall back towards the connector area on the T side, and he just pushes in straight behind him. It's a ballsy play, but one that certainly plays off, drops a bomb in a key position for himself, and then Shoxy, like you said, great positioning, but unfortunately, once he's detected, he goes down to low HP as well. Didn't really have much chance to do anything with that one, so NiP pick up the first gun round here. They do take a bit of a hit in terms of their economy, but still. G2, PT50, only in the hands of RPK there, so he's struggling slightly. One player's made it out, that's Shoxy. Deadly in these scenarios, undetected for now.
Undetected thus far. Shox inside of that smoke. Anyone who goes fork right now, as where he's looking, to try and peek out into A main, if they take a step too far, will be caught. That smoke makes it a little bit more difficult to see through. So, find a better angle. Top highway could be covered from there. Again, though, it would take a bit of a commitment. Anyone transferring perhaps back into the site from highway, because you can't quite see behind toxic barrels. You can't quite see the port ticket booth.
Well, they have got 3 smokes remaining, 3 Molotovs as well. Will be an A-sided execute. You'd imagine smokes towards the quad, the highway, maybe on the left-hand side of the bomb side as well. Molotovs to flush the CTs out. Here they come. Shock's already in that prime position. He'll be striking first, though.
Shox already clearing quad. Completely covered. Michael, with the lineup, can't land it onto the bomb plater. Does actually hit him. I take that back. He hit his foot through the wall. RPK goes to 38. Thankfully, the flames extinguished immediately by smoke. As a default, Molotov would have taken down the bomb plater for RPK at 38. Good shot from Get Right as they go for the boost behind the quad. And back through the smoke, he's found Smiths as well. He's just looking in the top right and realizing he's done the deed. He's made this retake entirely possible. 2-man advantage called off in the end by Scream re-peeking out from A main. But Freiburg's going to be the next to go, and suddenly G2, they've turned this around. A good crossfire set, just 3 players go from 5 alive on NiP's side to just Michael Lilly.
Well then, and it looked like a fantastic retake there. Great effort from Getright. Fantastic shot towards that boost position as well, and spraying through the smoke. Nice awareness, takes down Smiths, who's there, but ultimately, it's Scream and Body finding the kills in return, bringing it down to the 3 versus 1, and that's a nice reply. After NiP picked up that first gun round, they do save an OPS, but it is a hard reset for the rest of the team, so a big round for G2 going forward, so you can see how that's reflected in the money right now. It will be 1,400 coming into each of their accounts, so they could force into it. It's not really worth it, all things considered. I'd say maybe get a few PT50s, Deagle here and there, and see what Michael can do. If he can find a kill maybe towards Squeaky Door, that's fine. You can see they don't fully commit to this. They've gone down to what, like maybe $900 each per player. Michael Ailey, where will he be going? Towards A, standard position. I thought he'd change things up. Heavy mid-commitment from the terrorists. So Freiburg finds 1, make it 2. 3-on-3 for now. Still have the AWP in hand as well.
NiP with Deagles. Oh, all right. Okay. Exist. That's lovely too. Bye-bye, Scream. NiP with Deagles today. That's not something I normally give them credit for. Maybe Forrest. Okay, we know he's been good on pistols. Pistol rounds in particular, he hasn't exactly been a legend on as of old, but with a Deagle, he's always got potential. But Freiburg stepping up this time. We've seen Exist have a good Deagle round already. Perhaps something we underrate them on. Shox does manage to get the bomb. Goes down to 19 in doing it.
Nips him through the boost there. That's Michael Ailey.
NiP nipped him?
NiP, yeah, that's good. That works.
It does work. So does that from Exist. The Shox is gone. Bomb dropped once more, and Forrest knows exactly where RPK is on 63 HP. And bomb, not only that, dropped on top, it was dropped forward. It's in middle. They've got to cover that off. RPK, good read to know Forrest was going to rotate back toward B instead. We'll get the headshot lineup. Michael Lilly misses. This gives RPK a chance to set for the angle, but watch the push down toward the bomb from A main. Exist is trying to slip in behind. He's got an AK picked up. RPK still has 41 seconds to work with, but if Exist gets in position and is careless at peeking and doesn't work in tandem with Michael Lilly, it could be a problem as RPK gets closer to the vent. And they're already reading that he's going to go over toward the B site.
Yeah, well, now that vent gives him away. Michael Lilly with the AWP towards Heaven as well. RPK has the Molotov, but doesn't use it in that position. Now he starts across to the site. Has to go beneath Heaven, of course, but still has to jump up. It's not going to matter. Exist coming from behind in the vents there. Locks it down. What a round that is from NiP to pick up. They had the AWP, but they didn't fully invest into it. Some Deagles, some 5-7s, a couple of HEs as well, and they managed to do it. It's Freiburg with 2 kills to get things off. Michael finds a third, and RPK, although brings it to an interesting situation towards the end after killing Forrest, ultimately can't find the round. And this is a 4th buy in return? Yeah, okay. I was going to say, surely they have more than enough of 3 weapons, so Smith's managed to get the 4th AK. It's just Shox who's only got a PT-50 here. AWP still in the hands of Michael. And he's going to have free reign on the map. There's no AWP to challenge him. And a full default here you can see on the minimap. From G2. Money starting to come back into favour of NiP as well. It's a big round for them to pick up. Let me remind you, this is their pick. They're known as one of the best cash teams, I would say, right now.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. I mean, the results they had on it on Pro League against the teams that they were able to beat.
It's a map a lot of top teams, like, you can't think of many that Cash is their go-to pick, right? NiP's got to be one of the... FaZe, yeah. Yeah.
That might be the only other one right now that it's their go-to. There's lots of teams that are willing to play
Exactly,
it.
that's what I mean. But I mean, like, in terms of like the player who like really sick at it and bring it time and time again, NiP are one of the few.
Yeah, I think you could have argued Envious at a period was. They're slowly getting back to it, but you're right. It's not a primary pick. Speaking of primary pick, it's Michael Lilly that gets the first one in this round. RPK goes down trying to get the bomb toward the default. Good catch. Pushes himself back out to try and peek toward Forklift, but Smith catches off Freiburg on the flank, brings us back level on 4s. And Michael can't quite find that angle as he's got to wait for the rotations to come in. All 3 prongs of the approach going to be covered off, including Exist trying to see below the smoke. Good timing on this body. He's going to back away. It's 2 lined up, and it's far too easy for Exist. Get right top highway is the next approach. They do at least take Michael down, but now it's one in the open, not a crossfire set. Get right can't get there in time. Forrest goes down, Scream's able to reset. They couldn't swing wide enough in the end. It's low HP, well, mid HP on both, but low enough that Exist could take advantage. In fact, he's now got 65, 44 for Scream, but he's got the position and the time to work with. G2's going to find their 5th round.
Well, finally, G2 are coming up big every single clutch situation, especially on this A side as well. They're having good crossfires. They're recovering from a bit of a blunder towards A main. I have to say, it's completely forgetting that could be a possibility. Exist finds an easy spray down towards 2, but it's Scream and Shox either managing to keep the dream alive and reset the economy of NiP once again. They do have enough to justify a small investment with these scouts here, 2 of them. Deagles as well. Still around, that could be dangerous for G2 here, but they have got a decent lead here on the T side. 5-2. But we saw NiP pick up this round before. Can they do it again here? It's Forrest. Gets fully flashed in the checkers room, trying to find a pick here with the scout. Oh, flashes everywhere.
Flashes, yeah, and it's RPK that's going to capitalize on that. So down a man early. Get right finds one with the scout. Not often we see him on that weapon, to be fair.
True.
But he's got the headshot. And Scream on the receiving end of it. The only one to sit aside for G2 thus far in the round is a minute 7. They've already cleared out the B site. Bomb plant to come in. 6-2 going to be our score. G2, impressive start.
Yeah, this is much better than what we saw on Cobble. This is NiP's pick as well. Pretty much guaranteed to win at this point. They have managed to pick up an AK, Exist that is. But Michael Lilly, he's got nothing to say. People are trying to at least damage the economy of the terrorists there, try and keep some of them towards the bomb when it's about to explode, take a few down with him. See if we can manage to do that as well. And the rest of the CTs will be saving towards highway and that truck position. Michael spots 1, but that's the shot he had to land, have a chance of that kill. Shox will punish him for it. So like we said, Get Right saving the scouts, and Exist saving AK here. 4 players for GT will survive. The Manu still won't be in a fantastic position, you know, for NiP. Saving these 2 weapons certainly helps, and they probably can buy around them. There it is, 6-2. We did say towards the end of Cobble, it looked like G2 was starting to warm up, get into the tournament a little bit more. So the money, like I said, not great for NiP. They do save weapons, but around 3k average for the rest of them. Probably can't justify a force buy here. Could drop over a couple of Famouses and go for it, but I don't think that's the safest bet here. Take another round of the chin, still have potential with the AK and the Scout, but more than likely just look to the next round, allowed to go to 7-2 and then come back and still have contention to win the half, right? That's their headline. It's still not over until it's over.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, Shox.
God damn.
Whatever. Scream's there too. This is when G2 becomes the... This is exactly the saying you said before the first game. What G2 is going to show up. Headshots like that are when they are unbeatable. RPK with one as well. Those are the three protagonists in it. RPK, Shocks, and Scream. And guess what, NiP? The coasting that happened in Game 1, that's not going to happen in Game 2. That was just remarkable.
I'm pretty speechless after that. Yes, it's against NiKo, right? But still, that shot was just so sick.
Yeah.
My God. Well then, let's get back into this now. Guns coming out for NiP. Certainly not the best buy. No AWP available. Forest, I think he's on 1 for 9 right now and not having a good showing here after great form. On Cobble, Freiburg, a little bit more aggressive towards B storage. It is going to be a B-sided attack though. Freiburg got his work cut out for him. He's behind the smoke, gives his position away with an M4A4. Surely going to go down. Forest kills him. Oh no, it's falling apart as they will be using that to make their way in towards the B site. It's going to be Forest having to step up here after taking down his comrade. 4 on 4. Does do damage, but Smoke's out of position, has to wait for his teammates to rotate in.
Would have been absolutely huge if he could have picked up that second kill through the smoke. Force does push through to find Scream. Now he's got Shocks. All right. Get right. He'll follow up after Forrest goes down. Although it's 3 kills to the good for Forrest, it's 4 in the round because remember, he started off by TKing Freiburg, but NiP is going to prevail and pick up their third.
To be fair, he's obviously trying to help Freiburg there. It's a horrible situation. He's just hearing the shots going off, trying to use the lineups and take down some terrorists that are ensuing towards him. Takes his teammate down, but we said if he stepped up, it's still fine. If they win the round, it doesn't matter, you know? There's not a huge penalty for killing your teammates in this game anymore. So it's not a huge deal. They win the round.
Can you think of a time, there's got to have been a time in the history of Counter-Strike when there's been a 6-kill ace, when someone team kills and gets an ace?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I can't think of one specifically.
Yeah, me neither. If anyone knows of one, let us know.
Well then, we go into round number 11. 7-3 now. As NiP pull one back. Decent hold towards the B site. After a team kill to kick things off as well. Round number 11, the AWP back in the hands of Smiths. Not the same story for NiP though, but Freiburg, he's in checkers, takes a lot of damage there. They know exactly where he is. He has to move out of his position now. He can't stay there. He knows the nades could be a huge problem. Jumps out. Does he manage to negate this? He does actually get a smoke out as well. That's actually very well played for him to stay alive.
And Smiths anticipates that he's going to jump across the smoke and tries to fire into the apex of the jump.
Because you can't just stay there, right? Because you know they have HEs, Molotovs. You're definitely dead if they throw either of those in. But mid-control comes through. Body, oh, somehow, get right. That's a shot he'd normally hit for 6, but not this time. He gets the wall banged.
That's tagged through the wall, yeah. That's actually big because now he and Freiburg are both in the teens. And Exist is worse off than that. Scream's going to win that duel. Exist fires high and wide. Smith's going to get Forrest in the end. It's falling apart for NiP. And remember, this was after their first win in a while. Michael pushes oddly through smoke, perhaps looking for information, but gives himself up the Shocks.
When you've lost so much on the map, someone needs to step up, right? Someone needs to make a play. And we do say Michael Eddie's one of those players that does the unpredictable, but this time is detected. Get right gets back on the turn, but look at the HP for Freiburg and Get right as the bomb is planted on A.
Get right nearly picked apart Shocks as well when he crossed over. He only got him down to 74. It was 2 tags on the legs, which slowed his movement. Not that it was the movement that was the issue, but it could have been interesting if he'd gotten that kill. He's in a crossfire now. Body's going to spot, easily take him down. And if he hadn't, Shocks was there. It's all the Freiburg on the truck and showing, okay, low HP does it, a headshot. Truck's going to protect him to some extent, but he still has to find 2.
Yeah, they really fancy trying to take him down there after he hits that shot. It's a warning signal. They're going to be falling back to save their weapons. You know what, Freiburg? We're not going to challenge you right now. It's not worth it. You can't win the round.
He's going to try this. And click the defuse. Guess what? Yeah, Shocks waited for it. Shocks is too smart for that. No ninjas today. Well, 5 of them in pajamas, but yeah, you know what I mean, Henry.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
That's just a technicality.
Another reset for NiP. They're the ones feeling the pressure here in terms of the economic game. It was a massive problem for G2 in the first map. And NiP, every time they win a round, they're getting reset hard. Only finding 3 so far this round. Nothing really purchased at all. The $300 for Michael Ailey, that's it. Have struggled on the gun rounds in terms of not having AWPs or utility, limited on kits as well. They haven't really got comfortable as of yet. We say they're one of the world's best teams on this map, and so far, got little to show for it. Mac 10's coming out for G2, this time reading the economy game quite nicely. Means they can just throw themselves to the bomb site, farm some cash with those lesser weapons, and have more mobility as they get to the site. 3
very crucial Molotovs thrown on the way in. 1 to quad, 1 defense, 1 at fork. Pushes everyone back in G2, able to catch the kills immediately on entry. As a result, they're caught in the open. They've got pistols, nothing they can do to shut them down. And G2, this is a very impressive T side.
Still, look at the money for NiP. 2 players on sub 4K. Definitely going to buy into this one, but still just struggling in terms of actually getting... Actually, their teeth sunk into the first half here. So 2 UMPs come in, a couple of kits. They're actually opting for more utility than actual firepower here. Maybe Another fast play coming in. It's EPICENTER to head towards B. This fast mid boost can come in, but luckily GetRight will be able to shut it down with the nice little incendiary. But actually going to be pushing for it. Scream, known for his one taps, can't find it this time. Now it's just going to be CT's actually ensuing in with a decent flashbang, but the same treatment in return as GetRight trying to do what he can with this UMP.
Freiburg's going to win against Body. Opening duel success for NiP. GetRight through smoke, trying to find where he's gone, and he can't, and that's going to lead him to his own death. As Shox is able to hold the inside of the smoke, and a second member will escape as Scream was the one he was chasing. Good headshot from RPK onto Forest as well. Again, we said it. Now that the accuracy is looking on. Okay, all right.
Bye-bye, Freiburg.
Change my pants. I don't think they fit. I don't think they're comfortable. They're a little damp. He's going to go down to Shox.
Did you gain weight by watching that shot?
I'll let you figure that one out.
All right. Nice.
Michael Ailey, the last alive, suddenly as RPK absolutely destroys them in the B site.
Oh, gosh.
And RPK is going to do the same to Michael Ailey. That was ridiculous.
That was lovely. Well, then, this is almost as brutal as what NiP did on the first half of Cobble. 10-3 now. Another eco has to come in. As we'll see, by just going to be some Deagles and P250s, 11-3. Very likely here. We'll get ahead of ourselves. G2 have thrown away some shockers here today. I think that's a misthrown smoke from Smiths there. Didn't look optimal, to say the least.
Impressive when they get rolling like this. Oh, Scream nearly hits one as well onto Michael. It's got to be daunting for NiP. How do you take fights? Don't peek, play passive, let them use their execution. We saw when they go passive in the A set, the Molotovs they'll throw.
You can see G2 more than willing to take the duels at the start of this round, doing a ton of damage. Freiburg and Michael Ailey taking the brunt of it. There it is. Scream finally gets the headshot he so desperately wanted there at the start of the round. It's going to be now Freiburg desperately as well, trying to find that kill. Does not work. It's going to be a 5-on-3. GetRight exists in Forest. Exists with, well, I'd say, decent positioning, but unfortunately for him, Shox is waiting from the other side. Forest, 5 versus 1. Can he do anything with it? I don't think so. It will be 11-3 here. It was a very difficult round for NiP overall. They'll go into the last round looking for 12-3 on cash. What is with this tournament today, Matt? No one can seem to put their finger on it. What is going on?
I don't know.
Nothing makes sense.
It's fun to watch in a way.
It's definitely it's certainly interesting.
Do it. Oh, you might still, no. Aim punch in the last one.
Oh, God. 11-3. This does not make any sense. Analyst fans across the world.
Be like.
Yeah.
Across the world, down to Australia, in Perth.
Yeah. Well then. It will be 5-4s here. NiP finally getting some cash together. They've got all the utility they need. They have the rifles, but no kits. That's huge, okay? Michael Ailey, let's hope that incendiary is worth it, because if it comes down to a clutch situation, you guys can't defuse. You're cooked. Says Exist. Finally, something goes in their favor. A nice little flashbang from his teammate. Doesn't mean he can get the kill towards Shox as well. Huge scuff to take down. All things considered, but Scream, he's ready in the door. Returns it. It's going to be a headshot there, but an equal exchange for now as Freiburg. No one getting the lead for now. 3 versus 3.
GetRight does pull back one into body at highway. He's playing the swing, but he gets on the open. That nearly cost him. Smith misses the shot. If GetRight goes down in that position, they're isolated on either bomb site. It's a huge problem for NiP. Forest, glass breaks above. He'll know that they're coming in toward that skylight position. Thankfully for GetRight's sake, both vents busted out. They won't hear him re-entering this position. He just has to wait for Forest to call that they've committed. Drop down and try and catch them off. Forest will do, well, doesn't even need to do that. He'll do that, I was going to say momentarily, but they walk out and sacrifice himself to GetRight. It's all on Smiths. Forest hasn't spotted him go in yet, though, and GetRight flashing back in. Gives Smiths another chance, a third as well. And GetRight will hit. Smith's missing 3. It's going to be 11-4 regardless, though, for G2.
Yeah, who would have expected that? After what we saw on Cobble, it's G2 looking warmed up towards the end of that first map. Actually firing on all cylinders now. It's Shox and Scream, that deadly duo at the top of the scoreboard for G2. 11-4. On the T side as well, that's actually a very impressive performance against NiP. This is looking great for them so far, but don't ever count NiP out of these situations. They are the masters of the comeback. We've seen it so many times with them. The NiP magic, that's the phrase I believe you came up with.
Yeah, that was all me.
Yeah.
Me and my red hair.
It will be a little toilet break here, so I'm assuming we have to see our ugly mugs for a second while we get into it.
The water closet is very close to where the players are.
That's actually true.
So it should be relatively quick. Very nice washrooms here. They give you towels.
Well, this hotel is like godlike, right?
It is.
I've never seen anything like
pretty
this.
Godlike.
Like, we're staying in a nice one. We're staying in like a 5-star Marriott, but this one
right
is
around the
like
corner.
next level.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure that the gold casing on the stairwell is real gold.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. This is like the nicest hotel in Moscow, so EPICENTER
Dude,
certainly bringing out all the stops there. But
yeah,
yes,
it's about a minute walk from the Kremlin, I'm told. Not far from the Red Square. We've got 2 days off. I'm sure there will be lots of us exploring the city.
oh yeah, we have got 2 days off.
Yeah,
Is
one
that-
is technically
a
immediate.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, we can be behaved citizens of
Responsible.
Moscow for a while. We are here on visas, Henry, so it better be a good idea or we'll be deported.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be well behaved. Don't worry, everyone. We will be there for Saturday. That's our aim at the moment.
Our aim.
Just make sure we stay within the country until Saturday.
I do hear the vodka's good here. It's a rumor I've heard once.
Haven't even had a drink at the choir. Is that true? I had 1 beer, so it's fine.
Yeah, so it wasn't true.
Yeah, wasn't true, but still, that's fine.
He's a liar.
Okay, so Cash, let's set the scene. If you just joined us, G2 arrived here on Cobble. They got smashed on Cobble. Although it was a convincing score towards the end, still NiP are always going to win. Cash, NiP's pick, the map there, renowned to be one of the best teams in the world, lose the first half 11-4. But I say that with trepidation because they can always come back as soon as they win a pistol. NiP, they're a very good team and just concentrating on the goal, winning round by round and getting back into it slowly. So I'm pretty sure this one has
I
a
have
few
a
more.
gut feeling it's going to be, and I'm going to be wrong as soon as I say it because that's the
Go on,
caster's
say
curse.
it.
They're going to hit B on this pistol round, and they're going to go with the Tech 9 armor. They're going to
It's a
Superman.
pretty safe bet.
Yeah, okay,
safe.
all right.
Pretty safe
You watch.
bet.
It's going to be like a full A execution. 5 smokes, no armors now.
That's
the most wrong.
those are the most common things, right? You have to do a nice B rush delayed, or you go towards A, smoke highway, and go together. Those are the most common ones. But yeah, definitely a possibility. You might want to throw a spanner in the works, considering on the chase. I don't know.
Lurk, get right down mid, cut off rotations.
That's also common as well. You can do like you boost get right towards the boost position while your teammates are going in towards A. Then he stops the rotations from like vent, connector, and he can go for the backstab. Which
Yeah.
you know he likes.
It's true. He's a cheap shot. I once played Medal of Honor Allied Assault in the Canadian Rifles. It was my first ever clan when I was 11 years old.
Canadian
And
Rifle.
yeah, it was great. There was a guy that like wrote a song about us and everything. I was an admin, which was the 3rd highest rank. I started at private, just like
I used to
everybody
love
else.
those days. They
Yeah.
actually used
Oh,
to
we're
feel
getting
so
into it.
proud.
I really wanted to tell
Yeah,
that
that
story.
actually would
But there
be
was a
good.
guy who was about 48 years old, and every time I shot him in the back, he'd call me a coward for shooting him in the back.
I used to love
Like,
those guys.
come
The
on,
the
you're
older
playing a
guys were
video
super
game.
salty.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go then. Oh, it's going to be different. Nothing what we speculated.
That Scream, doing what Scream does. Forrest Gump.
He did the same
Is that
thing
you
on the
dropping
T
the
side.
bomb, Henry?
He did the same thing on the T side with the Deagle. It's the exact opposite on the next pistol. Shocks though and Scream doing serious work here. It's just disgusting. Headshots all
Oh
over the
my
place.
God.
My God. NiP removed from the server as quickly as that. 1 taps. And it seems like G2 have officially warmed up, it seems. It took a little while to get into it, but that was pretty monstrous, I have to say. Okay, NiP, you just been completely owned. What do you do now?
Yeah, I don't know. That's ridiculous. They didn't even fire a shot, I don't think.
It's like, well, Scream's just completely destroyed us with 1 bullet twice.
It's insane.
Yeah. Like I said, he did the same thing on the T side of a Deagle. He faced mid-main from T side and just blew someone's head off with 1 bullet. Does the same thing on the CT side, of course.
Freiburg's going to wrap around highway. Body again, hits a headshot. Down goes Freiburg immediately. Scream rotates back just to be sure that because they've given up middle, no one will push all the way through. Meanwhile, RPK will do battle with Get Right. Success for RPK, but so too for Michael. As he finds Shocks immediately countered out by Body, though, and it's down to just Forrest and Exist, and it's a race to who's going to die first if you watch their HP bleed out in the HUD. Stands for heads-up display for all of you people who are playing along.
In the HUD.
What is wrong with you, Henry?
It's good. Got to get a little rhyme to it. Sounds good.
It's
Good
not
flow.
really, not really a rhyme.
Good flow to it, then.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. 13-4. And we're certainly going to be 14-4. Look at the buy. Well, I should say lack of. As NiP just go 5 Glocks here, as you would say the Glock buy.
Smith's. Oh, good position from Fry. There's nothing you can say.
It doesn't really matter. It wouldn't have. It meant nothing overall. But still, fun to see. Freiburg gives us a little XD in chat.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's no worse feeling than that one.
We've seen some bad ones lately, to be fair. I mean, Bondic today nearly cost themselves a game against Fnatic.
Well, the all-important gun round arrives. 5 AKs, and you can see G2 and P9, P90, a weapon we don't really see that often these days. And Smith's trying to keep it a family show in the chat there, but failing as always. Glock plus aim, GG. Freiburg breaks it down.
Good shot from Freiburg to at least make up for the last round. Flash over and Shock's going to be the one to try and push over top of drop. Michael's waiting. Did he spot RPK? That time he certainly did. Just shows himself. Just half the body, right shoulder. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Forest. Although Fost in German is going to get taken down in the end by RPK. A second shot from him comes out. It's going to be Exist, mid-lost, NiP. They wanted to try and push down split toward the vents and go B, but now Bomb has to go T-spawn, wrap around to B main, and it's a single attack point out from the tunnels. Freiburg, with smokes in, has at least anchored the site off for them. And Body won't be able to peek. Solo nearly given an opportunity. Michael fancies the opportunity to try and get a shot in return, but he's the one carrying the bomb, so better choice, go plant. RPK waiting on the outside of the vents. If I'm not mistaken, vents are blown out on the inside. With that MP9 down, I think they certainly are. So he should have a free access. Get Right's watching it. And watching it closely. He'll spot back out now. Nade goes through. He doesn't quite see that, though. He wants to focus in on Tree. His timing might work for him, but he gets taken down. He misses the shot. Scream's going to be prevalent in that situation. It's going to be Freiburg nearly making it interesting, but can't respond fast enough. And a well-timed peek, I have to say, from G2 to have both players facing him at the same time.
Yeah, very well coordinated there. And you can see RPK almost with 100% possibility of winning that. The refrag timing is very well executed. And 15-4. 11 rounds needed from NiP in a row without a single mistake being made. We said they were the masters of the comeback, but I think this might be a little bit of a stretch too far, even for them. They're going to be limited going into this round after losing the previous. It's going to be 5 AKs, and I think, considering the jovial conversation I'm seeing in chat, they might know it's over. Seem to have maybe lapsed concentration, but you know, we'll see what happens. Scream. Maybe spawning a foot there for just probably not, actually, considering how thick it is. They'll be flashing through towards middle, for us joining them as well. Does spot a player towards that sandbags area. This next kill pretty much decides the fate of NiP. Let's see what happens as the smoke comes in from Scream.
Shocks tries to get the lineup on to Exist, who finds the headshot in reverse, but 15-4 for G2. They'll pull this round back to a 4 versus 4. Things looking fairly comfortable. RPK does try and come back through the smoke. He's going to find one awkward situation, though, as suddenly there's a whole firing squad aiming down at him, and he gets on the other side of that smoke, and it's on the Body. With the Nitro M4, could easily be called the M4 GTS, which is also black and orange.
3-on-2. Forest exists, low HP. Still a lot of work to do here. Only have mid control. It's Smith's and Body to defend on either side of the map right now, but look at Smith's position. In the barred-off position, we call it.
This is the one. So a man up for NiP to work with. Forest, 11 HP. Bomb in the hands of Michael LA and Body.
Oh, I like the positioning from GT, you know? These positions always give 1 or 2 frags. For some reason, there's something about it.
Does Body have... he has a Molotov, not a smoke. There's that clever little smoke that Anders showed where you can right-click it onto the top of the garage, and they can't quite see you until they're fully committed. But this is the one thing that... Oh, no, timing, he's walked forward.
So they've already 15 seconds.
If he had gone wide... Okay, he spots him, he knows he's there. Smoke's down. That's going to be the call for Forrest, but he's the one on low HP. Body's still alive in this. He's pulled it back to 2 versus 2. He jumps down. It's going to be Michael with the shot instead. Smith's, though, coming in from A main. They might expect him to be toward the truck. Op in hand, spotted already. Misses the shot again. Smith's 0 for 2, 0 for 3.
Why is he not pre-scoping that?
I'm not 100% sure.
That's... Why would he go in with the scope like that? Doesn't make any sense.
I think he's aware of it. Shakes his mouse.
Why would you not pre-scope it? Literally, you're slowing yourself down for like a quarter of a second there because you have to scope afterwards.
And you make noise scoping.
That's insane. Well, each to their own, I guess. He's got his own methods. And there will be 2 versus 1. Not really working out for him there. Definitely had ground to get that first kill at least, damage the economy. He just pre-fired, well, pre-scoped it, like I said. 15-5, NiP pull one back. Definitely got a little bit tight there with Body's position. You can see Exist. Had he not jumped up and checked it, maybe he'd have run away with that one. But as Smoke, you can see them running out of time. They do that nice open plant towards highway. That actually saves them, I guess. It's such a difficult plant for the CT to actually get back into, but still plenty of money here after that bonus round for G2. 10 rounds now required for NiP. Still no open their hands. A double up set up for the CT. So in a great position here. Scream. He starts to get a little bit closer to the boost spot here. Tucks himself in. Nice default from NiP to get things off here. They've got utility to work with. 3 smokes and 4 Molotovs remaining as they try and find that first frag. It's his Body by himself towards the A side for now.
Freiburg anticipating a push up toward that cubby. Scream's the one that's in there. Get Right as well. with some utility expended over toward the B site. There's only one inside of the site directly. It's Smiths with the AWP playing a very far angle deep inside of the platform. The second op in the hands of Shocks. Oh, right there. Thank you, Mr. Observer, on top of the white box. Molotovs to clear out vent and the sandbags. 2 of them thrown, 2 places checked. Less obligation for NiP when they want to try and take over mid, but G2 still have 2 inside of mid. RPK tries to go back to the vents late, so the Molotov would have been there. They would have thought it was cleared, and he would catch them off, but he gets cut in transition, and it's going to be NiP to get 2 kills as they also found Scream up close. RPK falling as well. NiP, they can start to push onto Highway. Smoke out to buy a little bit of time, but Bomb's going to go back over to B. That's going to be cleared momentarily. It's not confirmed at this point. Sector soon to be clear.
Yeah, 5 players alive. Shocks and Smiths with the AWPs at this point will just be saving. Bomb planted momentarily towards B. Nice round from NiP overall. 3 kills obtained, but at this point, G2 have such a huge bed of rounds, right? Don't really have to work too hard for these rounds. Save the weapons, keep the money in a position where they can still buy into the next round. Save the AWPs.
JW's called us out.
What's he said?
He said he didn't scope because he knew one guy at fork and scoping would, well, speaking of scoping, Smiths hit that shot, would ruin his position, obviously.
But it's like, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, right? Because obviously you're taking a massive risk and no one's going to be towards quad, which they were.
And
so
even if the person at fork picks you, you're already
arguments for both sides. I understand
yeah.
what he's saying, for sure. It's like, if there's a guy quad, then you're dead as well. So it's just, take your pick. It was just because we obviously pointed out because someone was quad. I think that's the way it played out.
Well, that's true. And you have to think of it from a player perspective. We have X-Ray. He doesn't.
Yep.
So map point still for G2 as NiP start to push this a little bit further. Double op setup still on the CT side, but that's all they have to work with. Deagles as well. Okay, we won't discount Deagles considering the accuracy that we have seen. Scream does not have armor to accompany his weapon. Shocks has gone for the faster op at B. No one peeking around the corner, but flashes out. He makes his way further into Checker instead, and RPK is going to play a bait and switch with him on the P250. 3 players out towards Squeaky on A as well. They're trying to find fast picks with the ops. They both went to aggressive positions to try and get an opening kill. Given the weapon situation, Scream's pushed up, flashed off, falls back. Smith says the angle held, though. This could be interesting. If they even want to take towards Squeaky, that op is still standing there right now. And then, oh, flash in. That's smart. It's going to be an op down. That's one of the 2. Michael, the one with the kill. They're going to reface, tag him as well. He's going to have to get a teammate over to help soon if he's not careful. They do fall back inside of the site knowing that they could have been wrapped in from the main garage, but it leaves an AWP. Now, does Michael go toward that or not? They still have the one on Forest to work with. Get Right sees the push coming through. Shocks misses the shot to re-grab that. Can't land it on the second try either, and Get Right needs to be careful about refacing this. Forest will find Scream. I think it's all but done at this point for this round, so it should go 15-7 for G2.
Yep, just grinding it out round by round. This time Smith's going aggressive towards the door there, but Body, okay, this actually could get interesting now. This kill pretty much decides it. Okay, then 2 on 2.
This is,
bomb down.
Yeah. Bomb down, but Body does fall to Freiburg. That was well worth more than he was worth.
Yeah.
In that situation, Shocks is going to try and bring this back with his AWP kit to work with, so he's got a bit of a chance. Bomb's not yet planted either, so we should know one's toward default. It'll go down. Can he get there fast enough? Yes, he can. Michael's not able to fall back, and now it's a one-on-one for the game on G2's case. And to stay alive, Freiburg climbs above, and he'll find Shocks, immediately grabs one of the ops. And we do get to 7, but we got far closer than I expected.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see GT's money not in a fantastic position, enough to buy for sure, but still, Body there, absolutely getting more than he was worth. 2 Deagle kills, actually giving him opportunity there, and Shocks finding the kill on Michael as well. 1v1, but Freiburg playing it very nicely indeed, jumps on the bomb site. Knows he's got the AWP, it's going to be very unlikely he's pre-firing that position, considering the bomb is down as well. Manages to keep NiP alive just about here, as we go into round number 23. 5 rifles for GT, no AWPs this time, they've tried a few approaches here. Double AWPs, single AWPs, now it's going to be 5 rifles. 1 kit, that's in the hands of Shocks. See how this one unfolds. NiP now needs 8 rounds. Certainly possible, but still a very tall order indeed.
Michael Lele trying to find a shot toward B this time. Flash goes in, but no action on top of it. Forrest spots toward middle, Screams there. But knowing he's lost the angle and has no information, highly unlikely he'll go for a peek. Without any utility support from his teammate, that is. Quick Shoulder check as that flash did go in, he threw it himself. Counter flash from NiP to get them back in position. Get right flashing in. Freiburg. Get right waiting on the other side of the vents for them to push it out. But he does spot one coming through. It's RPK found and dropped. Smoke to cover them off. Out the vents, they'll explode. It's going to be a fast play. Smith's caught toward the small pick. Get right with 2. Scream still on the site. Does get a lineup. Drops the bomb temporarily. They've lost track of Get Right. He's pushed through toward Tree. It allows Shocks in from above. He's got 2 down. And Freiburg will respond into Scream. But Shocks falls. Get Right's there for his hat trick, a third. And it's down to a 1 versus 2. Low HP. Body, no kit, but he's got armor. He's got a flashbang. And with bomb just down, he knows one at least is on the platform. No one else found. It should give him an indication that they're both back in that position somewhere. Flash toward the site. Hasn't spotted anyone on top of it, though. They're both there. Side peek. Again, low HP. Freiburg and Get Right both within death. At least range of it from a bullet on the M4. Headshot position. Get Right's able to land the first. Dodge the bullets coming back. He's got an AK instead. Can't land a headshot, and Get Right will close it. NiP's going to live a little bit longer.
Oh, Shock's doing what he could there from heaven. A great display as he flashes in, manages to pick up 2 kills there. The thing is, as well, that 2-on-2 situation, he goes all in. How did it work out? Looks spectacular. The thing is, though, his teammate Body, he's pincering from the B storage side. Had he just fallen back and allowed NiP to actually set themselves up with Body in that great position as well, and Shoxy taking all the aggro, could have been a way to finish it off, but Shoxy, sometimes you got to roll with the big plays, and he tried to finish it off by himself. And Body can't find that shot required to actually get it down to a 1 versus 1. Another eco here as NiP start to get back into this. Dream's not alive just yet, but it's starting to get to that point. Another eco for G2. Desert Eagles, 5.7s and P250s, and a bit of body armor here. Smith sees towards checkers this time. A little aggressive push towards Squeaky Door, it seems. I like that. So one player's aggressive and one's hiding behind the door.
Behind the door, yep.
That's pretty cool.
Subtleties.
So one's like basically the sacrifice, but it's Body with Desert Eagle and body armor.
I'd sacrifice you, Henry.
I know.
I'd bait you. Michael's going this direction. He could walk into it. Checks the first corner. Out he goes. Deagle. Crosshair placement's decent. Can't react spawned in time, but Body does hit the shot. No assist needed.
Good work. 5 and 4.
Good start for the pistol. Smith spotted him. Did they see him in reverse? I think they did, yeah, because this is going to flash off. They don't even go toward him. Through the vents they go. Get Right pops that out. Searches back behind, and Smith is found. Freiburg immediately hunts him down. So it Shocks inside of the site. Gets there quickly with a 5.7. Deep behind Wooden. Molotov at Heaven, he'll be alone for a moment, but oh, it's an easy headshot on Exist. Get Right goes low, but does manage to hold on. And Shocks again does what he can, similar to the last round. And now the pistol's starting to fall. They've picked up an AK on the Body. He'll spray through the garage door. No one on the other side of it, so it'll be another round for NiP. We go 15-9. Counting up the rounds, rolling back the years, Henry.
Rolling back the years is going to be Body now, saving the AK. 3 versus 2. But now NiP do find another round there. Body certainly made things interesting after getting that AK towards Squeaky Door. He took down Michael Ailey, but that is signal where NiP to go towards the B side. The new managing to be keeping 3 players alive. It's going to be Freiburg taking on Scream. Body saves the salvaged weapon. Round number 9 has been picked up now. 6 required, and might get into another buy here for G2. You feel like it's still a matter of time, considering they have 6 rounds to play with. I mean, just one mistake from NiP, that's it. They're done, they're out, but still certainly a chance as we go forward. And now they have an AWP in the hands of Forest. Double AWP setup this time for G2 though, Shoxy and Smiths. That'll be Smiths with that first AWP towards B storage, looking for the initial kill here.
Smiths will fall inside of the site. Body tries to spray through. He's right to anticipate a player on the other side of it. Doesn't land the shots, though, as the spray came back in his direction. And RPK using smoke to get closer to the B main entrance. Get Right's been over there every single round. He always is. Not to say, you used to be very critical of him pushing through smokes in that position. He's not done that this game. He used to get caught solo in that position far too often.
More minute mark coming in here. Nothing really gathering in terms of map control for NiP so far. going to be boosting up towards middle and seeing if that Orb can find a first shot. It's just Scream using his knife to just peek and get information towards mid, but smoke's coming in, flashbangs as well. The Molotovs starting to flush at any CDs and maybe waiting on the other side. So Scream probably has to fall back at this point. Mid control has been picked up fully by NiP here. Potentially Scream fires off some shots there. Almost does damage towards Freiberg. The bullets whiz past his head. Maybe a B split coming in as NiP set up nicely towards B storage as well.
RPK. Smoke out, get right in front. Not going to push through that. Good shot. So we're supposed to take that back up a Scream. They got the kill on Exist instead in the obituary, but it's going to be Michael and Freiberg. But the lineup, RPK with 2. Michael Lilly gets the trade eventually, but it's down to a 2 versus 2. Shocks. He'll be the lead of the 2, rotating over, body just behind. And Shocks goes toward Heaven. AWP, he elects to go with the USP as he wants to go in quickly, catch them off before the flank goes down. Wrong guess on where he is, though, and they're both in the same position. Michael can't repeat, but it gives his teammate a chance. No, his teammate's gone! And so too is the game. Body with both kills, and G2 16-9 over NiP.
Well, a nice attempt there from Get Right and co. After losing 11-4 in the first half. They managed to claw their way back into almost double figures there, but ultimately it's G2 picking up the second map there, and well recovered from that. They looked pretty shocking on Cobble, I have to say, overall, but they seem to be firing on all cylinders when they arrived on Cash as well. I don't think anyone could have predicted those kind of outcomes on either map. It's very difficult to see that coming, to be fair. It was going to be Cobble